we go. Here we go. Now we are. I think you should see a
I see the
recording
little-
button. Yeah. All right. So you got the music. It's a good indication that SkiP HappEns is about to get underway, and it's really different for everybody that's doing this with me here tonight because we're in like 5 different locations. Seriously, I'm in the SkiP HappEns podcast studio. We got Mr. Billy Johnson is a few blocks over that way. And, of course, Deb Lamphear is with us. Deb is the president of the official Country Music Fan Club here in Syracuse, which is cool. And we got Sean Freed, who is over there in the dark. I see him.
Dark.
I don't know. You don't believe in lights, do you?
You said it was too bright.
No. Well, don't touch it. Leave it alone. And Mr.
How do you know I'm touching it?
Oh, there we go. See, I shouldn't have said anything. And Mr. Bill Ali is with us. Bill from Scars and Stripes, and he does his own thing. And no stranger to country music, no stranger to rock music, no stranger to alternative. He does it all. Everything from this to that, I guess. How you guys doing tonight? Good?
Good.
Awesome.
This is really cool. Thank you for joining us here on SkiP HappEns. I never see Sean without a guitar. You have a guitar in your hand, don't you?
I do.
See?
A guitar and his hat. I never see him without his hat.
Well,
that's true. And you know what? I have hair. People wonder about that, but
oh my God, I've never seen him without the hat. Never ever have seen him without the hat.
It's not even a bad
You would totally expect a skullet under there, but it's not.
No, it's all there.
It's all there.
It's not even dyed. It's the real color too.
You know,
hey, easy, buddy, easy.
Mine's all there, and it's all kinds of colors.
Nice.
Gray.
You don't want to see what's under mine.
You know what? I want to see what we're all going to look like in about 5-6 weeks because we can't go to the salons or the barbershops or anything like that. So it's I could shave.
I'm working on it right here.
Yeah, but Billy, you're all right. I mean, but it's up here. Though.
I was painting earlier, white paint. That's all it is.
Well, guys, you know what? I asked you to join me here at SkiP HappEns tonight because you guys are all excellent musicians. You're very good at your craft, and we're blessed to have such great local talent here in the Central New York area. Billy, you and I, Billy Johnson. We've done the DJ thing together, and I know I saw you perform just a couple of weeks ago with Sean, and you rocked it. You guys rocked it. Bill Ali, all of you guys are like the best of the best. And right now, though, this has got to be hitting you hard. I know, Billy, you've got a job, a full-time gig, but I know we got Sean and we've got Bill Ali, and a lot of you guys depend on all this money and everything. So how is this affecting you?
Well, three years ago, I started doing this full time, and every year I always get that anxiety at the end of the year. Am I going to be able to, move it to the next year? I had my 2020 almost all booked and ready to go. I had a smooth sailing, and then this happened, and it's luckily because there's a lot of people, very generous people in our. We have a very good community, a very good music community. Mm-hmm. And the couple times that I've gone on live on Facebook to play for people, they've taken care of me. So excellent. I'm not in any real danger, but it stinks not being able to play. I'm used to playing almost every night of the week, and now it's kind of weird not having to get ready to get to the next gig. It's I get to go in my bedroom, put on a t-shirt, grab my guitar, and play in my living room. It's kind of weird.
We're going through an experience we never thought any of us would ever see.
No.
It's happened. And Bill Ali, I remember when you told me a couple of years ago, you said, you know what, I'm out of my full-time gig. I'm not going to be doing this anymore. And I'm just going to sing. I'm going to do what I love. And, and you were doing very well. And like I say, we got a great community that backs you up. So what about you, Sean? How's this affecting you?
I'm okay. I'm okay for a while. I was going to buy a new truck at the end of the year. Not anymore. I've got my life arranged so that I can get by being just a musician. So my bills are small. I can go for a while, but not indefinitely. My income is zero right now, though. That's for sure.
Right. It's tough. And of course, Billy Johnson, you're working for Spectrum all day, but still, I mean, you count on the extra money that you make on the side, and you do
Absolutely.
you know. Go ahead.
Well, that's the thing. It's something that you work. I mean, I love performing. I love singing, and that's definitely, I do have a full-time job, and I feel very appreciative that I do, because I know a lot of people aren't able to do that now. But it's definitely something that, it's worked in, like Sean said, things are planned out, like Bill said, his year was planned out. Even though it's not my full-time thing, it's still part of the plan you have planned out, and you count on that and you look forward to it, and it's there. All of a sudden it's gone. And again, very appreciative for what I do have, but yeah, I miss it. And I miss, I have a few different acts that I do. My favorite is, I don't know if this is going to make sense on my screen. He's over there. That guy way over there on that end, at least he is on my screen. Sean and I, with our duo, Roadhouse Fits, it's probably my favorite thing that I do. I do that the most out of anything that I do. And I'll tell you,
Yeah.
I've had this conversation with you, Skip, and Bill Ali and I, we're best of friends, so we've talked about this many times. But I was raised on country music, and every project that I've done, whether it's with Dion or with the other stuff, that's mostly rock and pop, and we have some oldies and country mixed in. But I was raised on old school country music, and Sean came along and he saw me at one of my gigs a few years ago. It's like, hey, you ever think of doing any other stuff? And then he explained to me what his ideas were, and I was just like, yes, please. Finally I can do this stuff. And it's just, it's just amazing. It's great. And like you said, Skip, you saw us play a few weeks back, and boy, what a moment that was when we were up there playing, and my daughter and my dad.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know they were coming to the show, and they walked up, and I'm just like, wow, choked me up a little bit, because my dad was one of the people, my dad, my mom, my aunt, and they got me into listening to that stuff, and they made me appreciate the old school country music, and just, yeah, I feel very fortunate to have found Sean, or Sean to have found me. He found me, and to be able to play that all the time. We're always ramping things up, adding stuff in, and I love it. It's just a passion, and I love it so much. I love singing, I love performing, and
it shows.
Thank you.
Deb Lamphear from the official Country Music Fan Club. It's a new company. We became friends via like country radio. We hooked up in Nashville, went to a lot of meetings. We've done that for several years now, and Deb's got such a passion and a dedication for the country music genre. And from her standpoint, I don't know, she wants to do shows, and she wants to get into these venues, and she wants to get you guys out there, as well as some of our Nashville artists, and get you all together and do shows for the fans and the listeners right here in Central New York. But with everything that's going on, I think Deb's going to have a problem getting the venues, to open up their doors. Obviously, they can't right now, but down the road, that's going to be tough, right, Deb?
Absolutely. Have you guys heard anything about when the venues might be ready to open, how they're going to start phasing everything back into their life? I mean, their livelihood is based on the people that are coming in, and folks like yourself draw that audience to them. So how do we start to transition back into the old, what we had before, which is going to be very interesting.
I can only tell you, I book for both Dominic's locations in Central Square and in Oswego, and granted, that's just one small operation, but they have me canceling the acts just week by week. Only on Monday did I cancel this week's acts, and they said don't, because some places have just said we're shut down, it's over. But they said just do it week by week, and the minute they get the okay, they're jumping right back in.
I like
Yeah.
Go ahead.
and I believe that everybody's, even though it's only been that we have this really stick in the house on Sunday, people are itching to get out. So I really don't find it. I don't think that people are going to have the issue of finding their way out. I think that the one problem is going to be, are the bars that have been closed for so long going to be able to sustain being closed that long,
Right,
and come out the other end?
True.
So that's kind of why this whole, American takeout thing, American takeout night, really has to be a community effort.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I do that with my on my Thursday night. I'm doing a dedicated Thursday night show where I feature a different restaurant on those Thursdays. And during the week when I order out, I'll be an influencer if I can, if I have that clout. I'll use it if I can use it. If other people will, because they see my plate of food, will call this place and order
Right.
from them. That's just one other person.
That's a great idea.
It's really all community effort.
Yeah, that's a really great idea. You're out there supporting a different venue every week, and they've been out there supporting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an awesome pay it forward kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm lucky that I play the big places like Turning Stone and Rivers Casino and Schenectady. Those places will be fine. Those doors will open. People will flock into those places. It's these community-based places, the Angry Garlics in Baldwinsville, the Rockies Pub in Liverpool, the Sammy Malone's in Baldwinsville, Average Joe's. Those are the places that really we need to focus. Instead of calling Applebee's to get dinner,
right.
call Average Joe's, or call one of the other Angry Garlic or Sammy Malone's. Call those guys. First of all, food's better. And more likely it's cheaper because it's not the chain stuff.
True.
And you're keeping your money in the community that you live in.
And not that you don't feel bad for the people, obviously, at Applebee's or places like that, but Applebee's is going to survive this. They're a big giant corporation. You don't know that these little places, or some of the places that you mentioned, will be there on the other side of this. Hopefully they all will.
And like I say, Applebee's has never hired Bill or us, but the places that Bill Ali just talked about, the Angry Garlic and all those places, they're down with us, so we're down with one hand washes the other, 100%.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Now, Bill, if I may ask, were you doing like a sidewalk thing, or you were standing outside?
I was. Just before they shut it down, I was going to stand outside while people, the takeout,
right, and play
takeout, if that helped, draw anybody to come and see me for a couple songs. But that was right when everything was kind of, everybody was saying, stay home, don't congregate. So I didn't do it. I did it from home that night, and I still featured Angry Garlic as the food. But because they don't want people congregating, I just don't want the, I don't want people, as much as I'll play to everybody, but I just didn't want everybody to to congregate and have that happen. So but once this is all over, I have no doubt in my mind there's going to be some of the best parties we've ever seen in this area.
Oh my gosh,
when this is all over.
Yeah, we can't wait.
Yeah.
It's gonna be pretty.
I talked to Sean a couple days ago about possibly maybe getting together and doing a couple things, just putting some stuff on, not so much like a live thing, but just putting some stuff down and putting them out. And we kind of agreed. It's funny because Sean and I have been both of us have been very vocal about pushing the whole stay home. Let's get through this. Let's do what they're asking us to do. And then so we figured, in hindsight, it would be kind of hypocritical to stay home. Hey, look, we're together.
Right.
So what we have been doing for this past week on our Facebook page is every day, Sean, he had mentioned some of the places. Bill had mentioned some of the places. We've been putting up a different venue every day, promoting them. If they're still doing their takeout, here's their link. Here, go get food from them, support them. If they're not doing it still, when this is open, make this one of your first spots. We've talked about some of the places that just we play on a very regular basis. Describe a Town Inn, Rocky's Pub. what's the one that you put the Craftsman we put up?
Craftsman,
I think that was
Roadside
today's,
Inn.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, today was the
That's
Craftsman.
the Roadside Inn. Yeah, these guys, they're super, super good with us. They're they treat us very well, and we've all been in this business a long time, and we all know places that, luckily not all the time, we've had places that don't treat you very well, and or there's a hassle or there's something. These guys they go above and beyond, so it's the least we can do. The very least we can do is to give them a shout out, and just, and I did it for, I put something up on my other page for one of my other duos for Angry Garlic. And I was thinking last weekend, my other duo was supposed to play Angry Garlic, and this weekend we're supposed to play Brick and Brew in North Syracuse. And that's two great places that super support us and stuff too. So kind of bummed me out thinking about that, because those are two boom, boom, back to back, 1-2 punches.
And both of those places bowed out.
We'll get back there. But
both of those places bow out? Didn't they bow out of the takeout place? Angry Garlic and
Angry Garlic did. I think Brick and Brew's going down to just weekends. Yeah, they're just going to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
It's got to be tough. It's got, just the cost of trying to do that. They're trying to stay in business, but it's not going to make. You just can't do it. Some people just can't do it, not unless you've been doing it right along. But it's got to be very difficult.
Right.
But basically, I wanted to talk about, and we have been talking about it, I guess, the fact that you guys being musicians, you depend on this. I know, like I said, Billy, you of course go to work every day, but still it's the extra income that helps out. And of course, Bill Ali and Sean and you guys, this is what you do for a living. This you play out and stuff, and now you've got zero income. It's devastating. I'm going to have some other artists on here very shortly, and actually from Nashville, and see how they're doing it. And it's got to be so difficult. But you got to utilize maybe your social media. I know Bill Ali mentioned being on Facebook Live and doing that. And everybody, I'm proud to be a geek. I love social media. I love the computers, and everybody always got on my case because of who I am. But you know what? If you look at what's going on right now, they're all doing impromptu concerts online. I mean, all the big stars, right down to the smallest of the smallest. Everybody's getting together. We're online doing it this way. We would have never been able to do this years ago. But with the wonders of the technology and the internet and everything that we have in front of us. And I think now, now we make it work for us. And Bill, you said you had the, what was the PayPal or the Venmo going, and you were playing.
Yeah.
And listeners, people that follow you, people that love you, they're contributing to the cause.
A couple times in my life, I've had issues where I needed to do kind of a benefit for my family. My mom had breast cancer twice. My father passed away, and we found out he had nothing for the burial. And we put on these benefit shows, and people are always willing to help. And I didn't want to make it a benefit type thing, because I need to play more than anything. The money will be there. I'm pretty confident that, since everything is shut down, hopefully there's going to be something in some sort of law that's going to say, okay, we'll give you some time to pay the bills. But what can I do to soothe the soul, my soul, and that was to just play. Like I said before, it's weird. It's a Wednesday night. It's weird. What am I supposed to do? Watch TV or pick up my guitar and play? And it's never been, I play Wednesday through Sunday night. So I'd rather pick up my guitar if it makes two people happy to play a couple of requests on Facebook. Then that's more payment than anything for me. But people have been so generous that I can breathe a little bit now. I don't have to worry about things for a couple weeks.
That's pretty awesome.
Look at Sean over there. He's like Linus with his blanket. He can't let go of that guitar.
Look what Bill just put up there. There you go. I don't know if you can see it or not, but
there you go. He's back.
Isn't it? Yeah, there you go.
I got a call came in.
Oh, was that what it was?
That was awesome.
But you know, you can share a screen with this and everything if you have something. I thought you put something up there.
Oh, no.
I see Sean over there. You know, the thing is, Sean's got the guitar in his hand. Sean's got the hat that he's never taken off. As long as I've known him, that's the way I've seen him. And
Oh, yeah.
Sean, you have you've played with a lot of artists here in Central New York. Tell us who you've played with.
Okay, well, and stop me when you get bored, but I've lived here I think 4 years now, because I moved here from Chicago.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
Okay. Yeah, no, so I've only been here. This is my 4th season, and literally the first week that I got here, the first day actually that I got here, I picked up a Table Hopping magazine, and I opened it up, and there was Chuck Shealy. And like, cause he writes that little Around Here column.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent him some videos. I'm like, I just moved to town. Who should I talk to? And then he sent Paul Davey some videos of me playing Beatles songs. And so I was up and running like in a couple days. And then the first, like I got on Craigslist, and the first ad that I answered was JD. Everyone knows famous JD.
And the road south.
I answered a JD ad on Thursday, went to see him on Friday, and was working for him the next week. So I got my start with JD, and then from there I played with Savannah. I met Savannah.
Yes.
Well, you had to be there because you guys
were at
the Country Music Showdown.
Yes, at the Showdown. That's right. That's right.
And JD, that was like on a Sunday, and JD was like, "Hey, let's go just do this for fun." And then Savannah was there, you know, because there's all those people. But as soon as I saw Savannah, I walked over to her mother and I said, "She's the winner."
Mm-hmm.
And then Savannah was singing with us the next week. So I was Savannah's guitar player for a while, and then Brian Fagan, and that's all I'll say about that. And then from that, I went to Lonesome Crow, and then I played for Jillian Lee for a little while, blonde-haired girl. She moved to North Carolina. Then Chris Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I was with him for about a year, and then Dirt Road Ruckus, which is I think what most people know me from. And then I played with Keith Ford, who just recently died.
He just recently passed. Yep.
Yeah, but pretty much everyone will tell you that guy was one of the best. Like how he was not famous is amazing to me. And now actually, I play with Billy more than I play with Dirt Road Ruckus. Billy and I, for whatever reason, we're like the Wonder Twin powers of knuckleheads, and
okay.
it's really
Activate.
It's really proven a very popular act. I mean, Billy's a great singer and everything, but
yes,
I didn't even realize how good Billy was at singing, because he can also like imitate people. You know what I mean? Like you want to sound like Garth Brooks, he sounds like Garth Brooks. You want to sound like George Jones. So it really is amazing. And I guess that's where we're at. And we were on our way. This was going to be the biggest year I ever had in the history of me playing music. And then it just got stopped.
You know, you're so talented, and you know, me doing the radio thing and being at a lot of different shows and seeing a lot of different bands, and I've seen you a lot with a lot of different artists. That's, you know, if you can get accustomed to playing with so many different personalities and different artists, I mean, and it doesn't even bother you. You know what you're doing. That's being a pro. So
yeah, I really enjoy it, and I pride myself in that. You know, you learn the idiosyncrasies, and then coming into it cold, I'm very proud where they just send me a list of songs, and then they feel safe enough. Oh, you know what? And TJ Sacco, I've been working with him.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
A lot. And literally, he didn't even and Nick Stark.
Just keep going. Let me know when you're done.
Keeps on growing.
Have
Yeah,
guitar
I
will travel.
I forget all the people, but some of these people, they don't even send me lists. Like Nick Stark, he's the biggest, like it's the fun, but he doesn't even tell me what song. He just starts singing. Sometimes he'll tell me the key, and he goes, "You'll be fine." And so that people have that kind of faith in me, it's such an honor.
That is an honor. I mean, because they know you're going to pick it up. They don't even think twice about it. And Deb's taking all this in, being who she is with the Country Music Fan Club. And one thing, when this is all said and done, I mean, we need to get your talent. Not all of you guys. I know just a couple here. Plus, we have a lot of other friends. We need to do something. Maybe for our first responders and all those people that are on the front lines right now, and give back a little bit, your talents to help those people. Maybe Deb could, being president.
Count me in.
Country
I'm in.
You're in. I like that.
Maybe she can get something together and let's get it rolling and show off your talents and say thank you to all these people that are, taking care of us right now. So
they're putting in a lot of time right now. So
it's crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Bill, go ahead.
No, I was just wondering, are you all from Syracuse originally or not?
Yes.
You are.
Billy and I are.
Billy, Sean is not, no?
Sean is not.
Again, stop me when you get bored. I lived here till I was about 8 years old.
Okay.
And then I moved to Chicago. And then I just came back about 4 years.
That's what threw me off, because I was wondering why somebody would come here from Chicago.
Oh, well,
But there's just as bad there as it is here.
I moved a couple of years back, and that's a whole another can of worms. But I got divorced and, lost the house on $100,000 out of my 401k.
Oh.
So
And you wrote a country song about it.
There you go.
I really should.
A huge hit.
So now I'm down to a 2000 Silverado and a couple of guitars. But
when you said you moved to 8 years old, I pictured you just walking a little 8-year-old with a stick over your shoulder with a little bag on the end of it, with all your clothes wrapped in the bag.
With a guitar in the other hand.
And the guitar in the other hand.
With the hat on, of course.
And
with the hat on.
And nothing's changed. I just walked back.
Well, something did change. You're happy. You're happy now, right? I mean, you're playing guitar. I mean, money's not everything. You're doing what you love, and you've got some great people around you. Got to be happy, man.
You know what, Skip? That, and I don't like to get philosophical, but Billy and I were just talking about this a little while ago. Mm-hmm. I used to have a 6-figure job at AT&T,
mm-hmm.
and like I had the biggest house in the neighborhood. I kid you not. And it all blew up, and it took me a couple of years to get over it. I lost my freaking mind.
I bet.
I was a homeless, morbid alcoholic. I so lost my mind, but I got it back together, and it's like I went full circle in life, and I got less. And I'm actually kind of making a living. I'm never gonna get rich, but I'm getting by, and I'm happier than I've been in 20 years.
Exactly. And you're doing what you love. You're doing what you love.
I am, and with people
Sean,
that I like, and so it's cool.
Sean, if this makes you feel any better, we got a good thing going. I'm never going to divorce you.
Well, you say that now.
So
just keep
wearing
that hat.
Okay.
There you go.
It.
Oh,
well, you know what?
That cowboy hat.
His hat, until there's nothing left of it, because Keith Ford gave me this hat.
Ah.
So there you go.
Nice.
It's a fancy ass hat. So it's a resistol, and
like
I still don't know how or why he gave it to me, but because he's like 7 feet tall and I'm not, and he just shoved it on my head one day, and there you go.
There you go.
See, you look like Rabbi Skip.
Right, I think I need to put my glasses on.
No, you know whose hat this is? Eddie Montgomery.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
And T-Roy, who we lost just not all that long ago in the helicopter crash, signature is on this hat. And this hat, I got it autographed, and this hat will stay right here on this
awesome.
podcast table.
That's cool.
But this is Eddie's hat. He always wears a hat like this. And then I had him autograph it, and it's cool. I know what you mean when it comes to the hat. It's got a lot of purpose and a lot of meaning. So
Hey, Bill Ali, let's talk about your hat. What's the BA stand for?
big ass.
I can't say it on the air. No.
Well, you can say anything.
I'm the ultimate. I'm the ultimate for the plugger. I got my logo on my hat.
Actually, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Bill Ali, tell us a little bit about you and your background. You and I worked radio together for a while back in well, when the Empire was there.
Yeah,
we had a lot of fun.
When radio was fun.
Yeah, exactly.
High school was all music for me. Went from high school, went to college, did music in college, did radio and television in college. Came out of college, worked odd jobs here and there until finally I found a place at Clear Channel, which then it was iHeart. It's iHeartMedia now, but found a place at Clear Channel, worked there until they booted me out the door. Went to CNY Central, did television for a while, but this whole time, that whole timeline, I'm playing music in bands, local theater, regional theater, and then I got divorced myself. I had to get off of the nighttime thing at CNY Central and worked at a friend's place in Baldwinsville. And then 3 years ago said I didn't want to do that anymore. I just wanted that. And then Scars and Stripes has been the catalyst. 8 years ago was, we're lucky to have a really good fan base. So that was the catalyst of me, starting my duo with Jeff Rosen from 3-Inch Fury and Gridley Page. We do the Wicked Awesome thing. I played with Frank Malfa duo, but this is no slight against those guys because I love playing with those guys and I love playing, Scars and Stripes. But the thing, I love playing solo because it gives me the opportunity to just play anything at any time. If it's a song that I know and it gets requested, I can go from Slipknot to George Strait to, in an hour's time, and make it all make sense for some reason. That's that's the weird thing. I did last year in March at the Listening Room 443 downtown Syracuse. I did a my story kind of 90-minute show, but I told my life from music wise from birth to now, from the songs that I grew up on. And it really, music does really give you a road that you can, they aren't even my songs and they feel like they're my songs because every one of those songs that I did that night to tell my story really have an important part of me. And that's why when somebody says, hey, can you play a Conway Twitty song? I know in my heart of hearts that 90% of the people that are watching have no idea who Conway Twitty is or could care. But just to be able to connect with that one person because they want to hear a Conway Twitty song, it's pretty cool.
It's amazing. It's amazing how you can do that. And how about Garth?
Oh, well, it kind of all started there with me. I was going to Onondaga Community College. Well, when I was a kid, I listened to Garth, and then when I was in college, I didn't know where I wanted to go. I didn't know if I still wanted to do the radio television thing or I wanted to be the music guy. And I saw Garth for the first time at the Carrier Dome in 96. And I said, that's it. That's definitely what I want to do for the rest of my life. It doesn't matter what I have to do to get there. I will, just because it was, I always loved country music from growing up. I grew up with Reba McEntire and George and George Jones and all those guys. So there was no genres in my house. There was no such thing. It was always just music. It was never rock, country, or jazz. We listened to everything. My mother listened to everything. So we went from listening to Led Zeppelin to Charlie Pride in my house.
Wow. Okay.
So when it was time for me to say, hey, what am I going to do? It was like I don't know what genre because I like everything. So I'll do a little bit of this, I'll do a little bit of that, and put it all together.
You do put it together very well. And when you do Scars, it's like a whole different side of you.
It's a whole different thing.
And it's so awesome, but it's a whole different thing. It's a whole different genre.
It's a whole different thing. Awesome. When that first started, it was 100% the modern rock thing. Godsmack, Korn,
Right.
Avenged Sevenfold. And then you just kind of evolve, you know, with what people want to hear. So then we get a little, you know, we got a little lighter. And now, especially because we have Rick Caparco and JT from Under the Gun, we're starting to implement more of the dance party rock type stuff.
Right.
And we do now absolutely everything between Led Zeppelin and Avenged Sevenfold and everything in between. Bryan Adams. We're even doing I Hate Myself for Loving You, just fun stuff. But that's the casino. That's what the casinos want. That's the casinos want the show bands, and I'll give it to them. It doesn't matter if I like it. It's the people that come out and see us. If they're the ones that like it, I'll sing it every night of the week.
Very cool. Very cool. And you're so talented. I've said that for years. We've known each other for years.
Yes, I appreciate that. And like I said, Garth was the catalyst.
I know.
And even today, I'll stop whatever I'm doing when there's a Garth Brooks song on the radio. It doesn't matter what it is.
Just going to mention something along those lines, that if you know Garth is doing a show anywhere on the East Coast, I'll see a Facebook post going, yep, got my tickets for Garth coming up in 8 months from now in North Carolina or something. But yeah, you know what? And
2 points I want to go ahead, Skip.
No, go.
2 things I want to point out. One, must be nice to have had Garth Brooks around when you were a kid. He wasn't around quite yet when I was a kid. Number 2, you talked about listening to Conway Twitty. It brought to mind a memory of Bill and I driving to State College, Pennsylvania, on our way to see a Vince Gill concert, which after the concert, we actually went backstage and met him. It was fantastic. But the whole way there, just at the top of our lungs in the car, Conway, Vince Gill, just like it was just the 2 of us just singing at the top of our lungs. Just
for
one
8
of the
hours
most,
on the way to,
one of the best time, one of the best road trips.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Now we weren't singing Guns N' Roses. We were singing. A step right up, come on in.
See, that's so awesome. So versatile. I mean, it's crazy. It's good. And Vince Gill, you know, to me, he's
top notch.
You got Garth, but Vince Gill, and Deb and I have seen Vince Gill several times in Nashville, and it's a class act. And also, we just saw Reba McEntire just a couple of months ago at our meetings in Nashville. So she walked out on stage. We both just kind of went, "Oh my God." And she just blew us away. So that was
it's the legends.
Yeah.
If you can't pay tribute to the ones that got you into it, then the legends were. I don't care what anybody says. George Strait can stand there in front of a microphone and pose next to that with that guitar under his arms, and it's the coolest. He's the coolest guy in the room.
Bill, what do you? Oh, go ahead.
I just want to tell a quick story about that trip I just told you about. Where was the first night? Because we have to tell this story
It was a fair,
about
right?
why we were going to State College.
It was the fair.
I don't think it was the fair.
Albany.
It might have been here. The first night was Albany.
Albany.
Okay, so the night before this road trip, we went to the Knickerbocker Arena. It's now the Pepsi Arena or whatever in Albany to see Vince Gill. Yes. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. So we're walking through the lobby, and we see this girl, and she's fuddling and fiddling around with merchandise. Now she's not selling. She tours with she's with the tour, but she's not selling like Vince Gill merchandise per se. She's selling like the little twirly light up things and all that stuff.
Okay.
And so we walked up and we're checking out the stuff, and she's all flustered and flabbergasted and all that. And I don't know, we just got talking with her, and she's like, "Oh my God, this is, I've had people that didn't show up and whatever." And she's all stressed out because she doesn't have enough people selling and everything. And we got talking with her. We're telling her we're big Vince fans. And I don't know how it got to the point that it got to, but she said, "Are you guys going to the show tomorrow?" We're like, "Not, we weren't planning on it." She goes, "Would you guys be willing to go there and help me out?" Like, huh? So like, I'll get you guys backstage. I'll get you guys a meet and greet if you guys come. We're like, yeah, we just happen to be available. We just happen to be available. Yeah, thank you. So we literally drove to State College, Pennsylvania the next night to see Vince Gill. And we got there. I remember we get there. We're like, was this all like, was this like a rib? Was this a joke? What's going on? We finally found her. I can't remember her name. I think it was Amy or something like that. I'm not sure. We found her. She literally gives us the inventory we're going through. And now picture Bill and I, SkiP, you've known us for a while.
Yeah.
Sean. We're literally, hey, get your butt up there. We're walking around, spinning these things around, being goofs like we are, singing through the whole concert, the top of our lungs. All these old ladies are like, what is wrong with those guys? I don't know how we got wrapped up in that. But then after the show, we're like, all right, here's the stuff. Where's his meet and greet? Come over here, line up. I guess she threw us in with the fan club people. We're waiting, and all of a sudden he walked by. We're like, whoa, there he is, the man.
And you got to understand, we're both vocalists.
Well,
so to us, he's like, that's, it doesn't really get any better than Vince Gill vocal-wise.
Wow. I love those stories.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
He's one of those very down-to-earth guys.
Totally.
So down to earth.
He doesn't even, he has no realm of being famous. He just doesn't consider himself in that category, which I absolutely love. So
I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a picture of all three of us together, and I don't have this. This one I have so I can be braggadocious with people. But that's the picture of. It's kind of hard to see. But that's the picture of he and I. He's got his
shirt on his
He's
shoulder.
got his sweaty towel over his shoulder.
No, it's the shirt we gave.
I don't care. Whatever.
Oh, the shirt you gave him? You guys gave him a shirt.
We gave him a shirt.
how long ago was that?
Wasn't it a wrestling shirt? We gave him a wrestling shirt or something.
It was right. It had to be the late 90s. 96, 97, maybe.
Yeah, he still had darker hair. His hair is gray now or white.
Yeah.
But, yeah, well,
There you go.
not as bad. I mean, that's not as bad as Vince's. And I'm not saying Vince's is bad, but, he's just, he's a very cool guy. He's, we've seen him every year in Nashville until this year. And that's because, from what we understand, he's on tour with the Eagles. So that's why about other years, he has come right up, he'll come out on stage, play a song or two, and he goes, I got to go pick the kids up from school. I got to get going. Amy's waiting for me at the house. I got to go. He's just a real person.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. And if he does have time, he will spend time with you. He'll sit and talk to you, and it's just being the real deal. That's all.
Yep.
And
we have a friend that lives in Nashville. I know Bill knows him. I'm not sure. Sean, do you know Jeremy Barber?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, when he was with Nick Stark.
So Jeremy's a local guy here, a musician, and then he moved probably a handful of years ago now. He moved to Nashville, and he was telling me, he knows I'm a big Vince fan. He was telling me when he's in town, when he's there, on Monday nights, he just goes in and sits in with a band in this particular bar. And I can't remember the name of the band, but he's part of the band when he's in town.
The Time Jumpers.
Yes, that's it. Yep. And they don't promote it as featuring Vince Gill or this is Vince Gill and it's just the band and he's there. I'm like, I can't even imagine walking into a random bar and just, oh look, Vince Gill's in that band right there. What the hell?
Well, it is. I don't know. Have you been to Nashville at all, Billy?
I have not. That's one thing I need to do.
I haven't.
Yeah, both of you should go.
I told Bill we take wrestling trips. I'm like, dude, forget the wrestling trip one of these years. We need to go, even if for extended weekend, we need to go to Nashville. We have to.
Well, maybe they'll have a wrestling event going on in the Gaylord Entertainment Complex, and then you could also do the other. So you could kill two.
Yes, best of both worlds.
Yes. Big wrestling fans, which I already know. So I don't know. You guys are crazy. Where do you, just before we wrap it up here, Sean, is he still there? There's Sean. Sorry.
Sean is still here.
Yeah. You notice how Sean looks like he's in black and white? It's got that old.
Perfect for him.
Yeah. He's classic.
Yeah.
He's classic.
There you go. He's classic.
He is classic. Have you been to Nashville at all, Sean?
No, I haven't.
Well, get your ass there. You should go. You should. And
That's what they tell me. I'm scared.
No, it's just, you could go to a place like, well, they're tourists, but they go to Tootsie's, and Jason Teska plays there a lot, who was with the Back Alley Boys way in the day. And chances are, if you go into Tootsie's, you'll see him up on stage, which is pretty cool. So, and he lives off his tips there. But plus, he also goes out on the road if somebody needs a guitar player. But I mean, even if you took a guitar, I'm sure they'd let you play. It's cool.
Yeah, no, people tell me that a lot, but it's like when you're the high school star, but then you go to join like the major leagues, and suddenly you're not special anymore.
You go, oh my God.
They got plumbers there who can play guitar better than me. So
I wouldn't say that though. And all of you, where do you guys?
Sean, all Sean has to do is tell him he scored 4 touchdowns in one game at Polk High.
there you go.
At Polk High?
Polk High. It's
Yeah.
Al Bundy, Skip. Get with it.
Come on, Skip. It's Al Bundy.
I know.
I've been to Al Bundy's house because I came from Chicago. Al Bundy's house was in Buffalo Grove. The actual house is
Nice.
in Buffalo Grove, Illinois.
Poor Deb.
Poor Deb.
I'm just absorbing it all in.
I'm getting Deb involved in a lot of the things that I do, whether it's on a local level with, like chatting with you guys, or we have the Nashville artist in the studio here. Deb comes over and we make some really good connections. She's already done a couple of shows locally with, we had Megan Tyler, and Meg was with Steel Magnolia. Remember them, Billy? Did you know Steel Magnolia at all?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Well, Meg was obviously the female side of that, and Deb had her in for a show. Who else have you had, Deb?
Well, Meg was here with Tyler Kane. We had Olivia Lane here.
Yep.
And then we had some newer artists, Noah Gardner and Ivan Pulley. They came in towards the end of the summer. And whatever we have planned now for the spring, we have to kind of put on hold and wait until we see what goes on with all of this other stuff. So, but it's been a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun together.
And
I drive him crazy.
No, it's all good. Tell these guys, your country music fan club and what you are doing.
So we like to promote, well, it'll be a membership. It's a membership organization. So we're building our following right now, and we promote new artists. So we started this year doing some showcases, bringing in talent from Nashville. And it's really taken off quite well because there's an environment there for people to come to. They're bringing their friends, their family. We're seeing some outside talent that, we have not seen before. And we started that gathering space there. So we'll be instituting VIP experiences and other special events that will be happening as we move forward.
So are you booking a particular venue, or I'm trying to understand the mechanics of what
I don't have a special venue I work with. We just started this year, so I've only worked with a couple of venues. Just basically, actually, SkiP introduced me to them, and they've worked with us to hold these events. So now as we get into this year, we'll probably be looking at different venues because we need to have more than just one or two, choices here. And we've been on the west side, so I'd like to branch out a little bit and get outside of this side of town. So where you guys are playing where at mostly? Not on the west side here.
I play everywhere.
We play everywhere you can imagine. Everywhere. Because I run roughly from Rochester, that's the far east end of it, to usually like Fairhaven. There's Coloca Estate Winery. That seems to be where a lot of us stop, to the north. To the east, I guess that Roadside Inn is probably, so that's still like
it's a drive.
The east side of Madison County. And then down south, like Cortland. So that's kind of the circle, at least that I run in, and I drag Billy with me.
Yeah.
I go farther east to the.
Sean will give me that.
What?
It's that awkward pause.
Go ahead, Bill. What'd you say?
I go farther east to the. I play out at Rivers Casino in Schenectady, and Waterloo for Del Lago. Billy plays there too. But I tend to stay right, in this area, Utica, Syracuse, that kind of loop.
Oh, we'll have to get out there, check out a couple of shows. Looking forward to that.
Well, I want you all to get to know Deb a little bit. So when we have these events,
Absolutely.
we can work together and really continue to grow and, and get you guys out in front of different people. And I mean, Deb can do that. The other thing about Deb, if you've watched the CMAs or the ACMs and all that stuff, you may have seen her on TV, like a seat filler.
Are you a seat filler?
She's got some pretty awesome stories to tell about being a seat filler.
Yeah, we've had a really good experiences with that. So there was one event with the CMA where Vince Gill was getting an award. I can't remember what award it was. But we were sitting right behind him. So the camera was right on him, and I'm on one side of his shoulder. My husband's on the other side of the shoulder. So the whole time they're talking about him,
that's awesome.
we're right there, and they're like, oh my God, we're just like, you can't even blink at that point. So
yeah, you can't talk, you can't touch them, you can't do anything but sit.
I've been to one award show. I went with my buddy. Taylor Swift won an award, and I leaned over to my buddy Kanye, and I said, "Hey Kanye, I dare ya." And he ran right up there. I was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that."
So
it was all because of me. I'm sorry.
I'll Taylor alone. She sent me a nice picture and it says, "I love you." And
we saw Taylor before she was anything, Skip.
Yes, Billy, you're right.
It was my first week working there.
Yes, she came in with her mom and the lady. I did the interview. She sent me a nice card after that, like
saying Tim McGraw in the conference room.
Yes, and
she's somewhere.
Yes, well, she sang Tim McGraw in the studio. Yep. Why am I getting a little?
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was really awesome. There's some great memories there, and I have that interview here somewhere, and I need to post that. It was a lot of years ago, of course, but it was before Taylor was really as big. Obviously now she's superstardom. So.
She probably remembers you. I bet she remembers you.
Next.
How can you forget Skip?
No, please.
As a side note, if you guys haven't seen the documentary on her, Miss Americana, on Netflix,
I have not.
I highly recommend it. It's very, very good.
Okay. I actually started it and did not finish it. Like I put it on late at night and fell asleep, which was not good. But I do want to see it. So.
It's on my list after Tiger King.
Bill's getting a call.
Oh,
sorry. So popular.
Yeah, that's next on my list after Tiger King.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, guys. It's been a great conversation tonight. We've been talking for quite a while now, and oh man, it just thank you for taking the time out. It's not like I guess we have anything else to do, but what a way to connect with. Do
you know how many things I had to cancel tonight?
Hey, I will say this: we went out and got ice cream. So,
oh, nice.
Plank Road Ice Cream opened today, and which is right up on Route 11. It's up near Billy's house, not far from where Billy Johnson is, and. They opened up today. I saw it on Facebook.
I could smell it.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good. And they give you such a big helping. I mean, you get a small and it's like a large anywhere else. So it's good to see them open. And a lot of people were there and they had the cones, keeping the distance from the window.
I thought you meant like a 6-foot cone.
I was going to say.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I'm in.
One of those big selfie sticks and hand the cone out.
Nice.
I love it. Deb Lamphear of the Country Music Fan Club, the official Country Music Fan Club, and Billy Johnson, and of course, my good friend Bill Ali.
Tomorrow night, live in my living room.
Yes. Tell everybody about that. What are you doing? Go ahead.
Tomorrow night, 7:00, live from the living room. I started it last Thursday. I was going to bring in special guests and all that stuff, but we can't do that now. So well, I'll take requests as long as I can, as long as the people stay on with me, and that'll start at 7:00. I've implemented some of the old talk show stuff that I used to do, so it's right in my living room. Just me and a guitar, no looping, no
You know, that's so awesome. You know what's really cool about what you're doing? And I'm listening to you talk and tell these stories. You know, it's exactly what Garth Brooks does. He'll stand on stage with a guitar and just talk. Talk about a story. Talk about, you know, life. You were just doing that. And you got the same idea. And that's what
it's that connection. About. If you don't have a connection to a song, it just doesn't make the song. And I'll go back to Conway. Conway was a song's best friend because the way he delivered that song, it was like every note, every word came right from his heart.
Cool. Very cool. Sean, what
that was his job.
That's right.
I see what you did there.
Yes.
I got you.
That's my job.
He's just kidding. It's only make believe.
And you can find me at Bill Ali Music, Bill J Ali, which is my music page, at Wicked Awesome, which is my duo page, and at Scars, the letter N Stripes is my other page. I will stream that every Thursday from all those pages.
That's awesome. And get online and support Billy, please. Right now it's a tough time. And support all our local artists, support all our local restaurants, and you know, we really need to do that. So
that's why we love you, Skip, because you always support the local people.
I
always has.
You know, I believe that. I believe in that. I have since day one. It's just, you know, just knowing that this is what you love to do and you need to make a living off it. And so many people don't give you the respect and the support that you need. And, you know, it's just
check.
It's crazy.
Well, I hope to see you guys out.
If I could throw in there, absolutely. Check us out at Roadhouse Profits Band. Okay. That's Profits with a PH, although we do not mind Profits with an F.
I'm sure you don't.
The name of the band is with the PH. Roadhouse Profits, Roadhouse Profits Band on Facebook. We're going to be, I'm going to be putting some clips up of some stuff that we've taped, you know, that we've recorded over some shows over the past year or two. So we're putting some stuff up on that, and we got to get back out there. This is all going to pass. We're all going to be okay, and we're gonna get back out there, and we're gonna fill the venues. And Deb, I look forward to meeting you in person and maybe be doing some stuff down the road.
Definitely.
Sean, please don't promote anything coming from your living room. I don't want to even know what that would be all about. I'm not sure.
It's in black and white right now. So I don't know
whatever it is, he'll have that hat on. You know darn well.
That's the case. Branding. And see, all you guys are talking about it, so we know the branding works.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly, right.
John. Exactly. Hey, Billy, did you get those strings I got for you from Gerber Music at Penn Mall a couple of weeks ago? I went upstairs while you were down. Remember you were playing?
Yeah, I did. Thank
good.
you very
good.
Very much. Yes. I jumped over to I must have missed you when you came back. I jumped over at Cabbage's. I went to Cabbage's real quick.
That's why I had to send them to you. Yeah, I picked them up at Gerber's. It was all good. It was good time. Hey guys, I love you all, and you know that. And
love you too, Skip. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Skip.
Yeah, you know, it's a little fun. So can you hear this? A little like closing music.
Wow.
You can hear it, right? See, isn't that cool?
Yeah,
you know what? When this is all said and done, we're going to sit around this table down here, and we'll chit chat, and
we'll talk
absolutely
about out of this. Absolutely.
And
we're gonna do, and we'll play some tunes.
And we'll play
guitars.
Yep. And Sean will bring the guitar and the hat, and we'll be good to go. See that? How old is that guitar?
Yes.
This guitar is actually less than a year old.
Oh, it must be the black and white picture then. Okay.
Yeah. So this is my newest guitar, ironically.
I love it. You guys are all awesome. Have a good night, all right? Thanks for joining us.
Have a good night.
Night, guys.